From the moment we were born, we enter a world that is already set up with rules. Rules, beliefs, and expectations. We were never born free. We can think we were born free. We are allowed to because this is one of the thought systems that the world has created for us. The truth is that we are born into a web of illusions that have been shaped by society, culture, and the people around us, by the words and actions that we hear and see. As the time ticks and as the years go by, these illusions just grow stronger, and the chains around our hands, around ourselves, grow even stronger. We become slaves, and we do not become slaves to physical masters, but to these ideas, to these fears and desires that we never chose for ourselves. We become slaves to the inner world within our minds, the world that was created by other people, by other things, by other concepts. And one could ask, what does it mean to live naturally? To understand our lives as it is now, to understand why we live such lives that we bear day in and day out, we must explore the journey from childhood to adulthood. Because the first layer of illusions are created in childhood. In childhood, the mind is like soft clay that is easily shaped by whatever hands touch it. Parents, teachers, and society. They tell us who we are, what is right, what is wrong, and at first we believe everything they say because we trust them, because they hold higher authority, because we perceive them to have more experience. They would say, be good, but what does it mean to be good? Often it means to obey, to follow rules without question. They say, hey, dream big, but the dreams they give us are often tied to success, money, material things, status. You see, man is born free and everywhere he is in chains. And these chains begin in childhood when we are taught to chase things that are not truly our own. A child naturally enjoys playing. He or she naturally wants to explore and they like to be curious, but soon they are told to sit still, to memorize facts, to compete with others. The joy of living is then replaced with the pressure to then achieve. Okay? Then, as we grow up, the illusions they become even more deep, or the deepening of illusions, shall we say? Because as we grow older, the chains become heavier, though we may not notice them in adulthood. The desire to belong takes over. We compare ourselves to others and start to measure our own worth through the eyes of other people. We adopt roles: popular kid, outcast, athlete, artist, philosopher, hello, not because they reflect who we are, but because they help us fit in. Social media and technology have made this even worse. Today, teenagers live in a constant performance, showing only the best parts of their lives online while hiding their pain and confusion. All right. If we take, for example, Son Kierkegaard, a Danish philosopher, he said, the crowd is untruth. Now, what he meant by that is that when we follow the crowd, we lose our individuality and become part of a lie. See, adulthood is when the crowd's lies take root in us. We start to believe that our value comes from how we look, what we own, and what others think of us, right? Think. You see, then there's the prison of success, because by the time we reach adulthood, most of us are fully trapped in the illusions of life. What do? We chase money, careers, and relationships, thinking they will make us happy. Society tells us that success is the key to a good life. But what is success? A big house? A high paying job? Endless consumption of things we don't need? The philosopher Alan Watts once said, you are involved in a game and you are playing by somebody else's rules. Most adults don't realize they are playing this game. A game designed to keep them working, buying, and working towards something that moves further away endlessly. The problem is not that we work or that we have goals, okay? Again, I'm going to say it. The problem is not that we work or have goals. The problem is that most of us do these things without asking why. Why do we wake up every morning to jobs we hate? Why do we buy things we don't need to impress people we don't like? Tyler Durden. The illusions of adulthood are so powerful because they seem normal. Everyone around us is doing the same thing. So we might assume it might be right, okay? This guy is doing this thing, why not do why shouldn't I do it? It just makes logical sense. But we don't really make logic of it. We're not asking why. Alright? So one may ask, okay, you're just yapping on, I'm a certified yapper, you might say. What does it mean to live naturally, right? So, to live naturally is to break free from these illusions. It means to stop chasing things that society says are important and to start listening to our own inner voice. The Greek philosopher Epicurus, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, he believed that a natural life is one of simplicity, friendship, and self reflection. He said, "Nothing is enough for the man to whom enough is too little." This means that if we always want more money, more success, more approval, we will never be satisfied. To live naturally, we must learn to be content with less. A natural life also means reconnecting with our basic human nature. You see, as children, we were curious, we were playful, and we connected to the world around us. We didn't need fancy things to make us happy. We found joy in the simple act of being alive. Now, to live naturally is to return to this state of innocence, and not by becoming childish, but by letting go of the unnecessary burdens we have picked up along the way, right? So, breaking free. Breaking free is, of course, a lifelong journey, okay? Escaping the illusions of life is not an easy thing to do. It requires courage, it requires self awareness, and a willingness to be different. Most people will not understand because they're going to call you strange, they're going to call you lazy, or even foolish for rejecting the life they consider normal, right? What is it? What do you call it? NPCs, right? So, as Friedrich Nietzsche said, the individual has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. Now, the first step is to question everything. Why do you believe what you believe? Why do you want the things you want? And then the second step is to simplify your life. Let go of the things that don't truly matter, whether it's, possessions, relationships, or ambitions, and focus on what brings you genuine peace and joy. Finally, reconnect with nature, both outside and within yourself. Spend time in silence, listen to your instincts, and remember that you are not a machine. You're not a machine. You are a living being. Okay? Humans are trapped in illusions because what we are taught from an early age to value things that do not truly matter. From childhood to adulthood, we are shaped by the expectations of society. We're losing touch with our natural selves. To live naturally is to break free from these chains and then rediscover the simple joys of being alive. It's a journey of unlearning, of shedding the false layers that we have been given, all right, and of returning to the truth of who we are. Now, I understand, though the path is difficult, it is also the only way to find real freedom and happiness. Or, as the philosopher Lao Tzu said, when I let go of what I am, I become what I might be. Thank you, guys. Thanks.